In Ezekiel 22:30, the prophet wrote, "I searched for a man among them who would build up the wall and stand in the gap before me for the land, so that I would not destroy it, but I found no one." In our day, God is looking for men and women of faith to stand in the gap and reverse the course of our senseless descent into the dust heap of history. Just as Gideon arose as a valiant warrior to stand in the gap during the book of Judges, we will need God's courage to speak His word in love to a culture which desperately needs to hear the truth of the Scriptures. There is a conspiracy afoot in the land. There are those who seek to remove God and erase His word. But as Pinky might ask all those wizards of smart in the TV show Pinky and the Brain, what happens when people start being naughty instead of nice? Most likely, we'll turn to worshiping anything else. In Old Testament times, farmers practiced temple prostitution, which was part of their culture's pagan worship experience. In the culture of our day, porn has become so pervasive, sexologists claiming to be experts in education recommend using porn to teach sex during education classes. Down through the ages, God has spoken the words of Ezekiel the prophet to those who would listen, those like William Wilberforce, the man who ended the slave trade in England, saying, "I searched for a man among them who would build up the wall and stand in the gap." Answering the call is never easy. It involves risk. It involves sacrifice. But just as the British who answered the call at Dunkirk realized, there is no hiding, for we have a job to do. God's call has not changed. He still looks for men and women who will stand in the gap, for those who will take a stand and say, "As for our house and those we love, this is what we have decided: to return to God's law and restore the nation's honor." This is just a sampling of the 12 movies I've selected from my free newsletter, Conversations with the Culture. Movies like Dunkirk, Robin Hood, Amazing Grace, Pinky and the Brain, and The Incredibles 2. We'll use these and other movies to help us wrestle with such topics as government abuse, the traditional family, loss of faith in God, being courageous in the face of evil, and other social issues. The material is well suited for conversations about these and other topics with students and young adult study groups. To order my new ebook, Discovering How to Stand in the Gap at the Movies, just go to the website below, www.wisejargon.com/@the-movies/discovering how to stand in the gap. To kick the tires and preview the ebook, go to the website and download the issue using the movie Dunkirk. To order my free newsletter, Conversations with the Culture, just go to my website at wisejargon.com/@the-movies. You can learn about my other ebooks in the series on that same page. The first one in the series, Discovering Godly Leadership at the Movies, is free.